Elliot, it's been just over 2 weeks since you were announced as the manager of the Jersey Bulls.
Yep.
I can see you've had kind of your touch on a few things. How's the 2 weeks been?
Yeah, it's been great. I think it was nice to have that break after Marathi and kind of switch off from football a little bit. But since coming back, yeah, there's been a few bits going on behind the scenes, a couple of discussion with players, coaches, etc., trying to get the backroom team sorted. And then, yeah, a little bit in here with yourself and John, and just trying to get the whole club kind of get set up really for the next season.
So for those who don't know as much about you, you have a degree in coaching.
Yep.
And the last 4 years you spent at a club level at St Peter's, where I believe you won absolutely everything available to you.
Yeah, the last few years at St Peter's have been really enjoyable, and the success on the pitch has massively helped that. But really fortunate to have had the opportunity to work at that club, and alongside Gartz, my dad, for the first couple of years, and then Peter Vincenti as well alongside that. It's been an opportunity which I'm really grateful for, and the success hopefully kind of repays a little bit of that faith that the club showed in us a few years back. So, disappointed to not won the league last season, but to back it up with a treble, back-to-back trebles, and having won every cup in the last 12-month period was a feat that the players should be immensely proud of, and that club should be immensely proud of as well.
Well, it didn't go unnoticed. The JFA gave you a call at the end of the 22-23 season. The departure of Martin Cassidy left a space open at the men's team, and they called you in to take the men's squad to the Island Games. Can you tell us a bit about that? Yeah,
if you can't be good, be lucky. And I think I was in the right place at the right time for that one. So really, again, a massive honour, a massive privilege to lead your island, and in a Guernsey Island Games as well. It was something that kind of I saw as a free hit. Obviously that week went really well, again well supported by a fantastic coaching team and a great group of players as well, and to get that gold medal over the line was something I wasn't expecting. I was really just looking to get out the group stages, and that would have been kind of a success, but always kind of knew in the back of my mind if we got in and around it, there was plenty of ability there to get us across the line. So really enjoyed that taste of it in the summer, and that obviously then led on to the summer just gone.
Yeah, well, you mentioned the players there. A lot of the players that were in that squad do and have played for the Bulls previously. How are you finding those players? Yeah,
look, I think firstly really talented, really committed, really professional bunch of lads, and I think their kind of cohesiveness, their togetherness has been clear to see. Obviously the inception of the Bulls has really helped that, while you might have had club fractions in the past. That Bulls togetherness and playing together every week has taken the game to the next level. I think you saw that in the Interleague Cup, and then you saw it in the Island Games. You've seen it in the last few Marathi since the Bulls have been formed as well. So, working with them was, again, an absolute privilege, and that's what you want to do. The better the players you're working with, the more it tests you as a coach. It makes everything be planned to the absolute entity. So, working with them has been incredible, and I'm really grateful again for that opportunity to do that on a more permanent basis now, on a week-to-week basis.
Jumping back a bit, obviously the interim manager was a huge success, and you've now become the permanent manager of the JFA as well, taking them to a Marathi win just over a month ago. Was that something you relished, having that chance at Springfield Stadium? Yeah,
I think the home Marathi was the bit that sold it for me. I would have quite happily left it on kind of the summer record and walked away with a head held high, but actually going into an opportunity to lead your island in front of kind of 2,000 odd people, some really kind of good mates in the crowd, some family, etc. That opportunity was something I didn't want to pass up. The game then obviously lived up to the billing as well. I think that made the day that little bit more special, whilst I'd have probably enjoyed a kind of 2-0 very calm win with 2 set piece goals or something like that. A 3-2 win, and the kind of tossing and throwing of that game, the disappointment of the last minute equaliser, then to win it as we did, and the effort that those lads put in across the 120 minutes was a really special day, one that I'm again immensely proud of and kind of hugely grateful for the opportunity for.
Yeah, we saw literally everything out on the pitch, especially Luke in his boots.
Mm-hmm.
But in terms of that crowd and that moment, you've obviously got a lot more opportunities at Springfield to relive moments like that. In fact, the Bulls, I believe, played 24 games at home last season, but also 24 games away. Is that something you are prepared for? Because looking at St Peter's, you played, I believe, 30 competitive games last season. And the sheer quantity with the added travel on top, is that something you're prepared for?
Yeah, look, again, it takes a huge amount of commitment. I think that's something that maybe wasn't quite appreciated until the last maybe season or so of Gary and the previous management team's time of going away every week, midweek, especially if you've got 3 on the bounce. It's a huge commitment. You need understanding partners first and foremost. I'm lucky to have that in Phoebe, but you need players to understand that there's going to be need for rotation. You need to be pretty well planned and communicate well as well through that. So, I'm prepared for it, relishing the challenge of it, and I think the lads have been around the block a couple of times now in this group. So, if there are any bits that I'm not quite sure of in terms of not sure which ground we're going to or what the team are playing against, those lads have got that knowledge, and I'm not going to sit here and pretend that I've got all the answers for it right now. I'm sure I'll get up to speed quite quickly. But it's a challenge that that's what you want as a young coach. You want to be testing yourself, and I really believe this opportunity can do that for me.
And we saw you named the coaching team that you have. Can you tell us a bit about who you've selected and why you've picked them? Yeah,
so again, really delighted to have such a big backroom team. I think there's been a little bit of Twitter kind of backlash from that from people in the UK, and that's absolutely fine. I think they don't quite understand the trials and tribulations that we've got as an island competing in a UK competition. So one thing that I've tried to do within the team is make it broad enough that we can have that rotation amongst us as a coaching team. Clearly I'm going to need to be there pretty much every week. And then we've got assistants that can swap in, swap out for away games to keep them fresh, not burn them out. We've got a really good goalkeeping unit set up with Kai coming in, who's a former professional goalkeeper coach and former professional goalkeeper in his own right as well. Rich, who's been around, his intel, his knowledge is going to be crucial for that as well. And then I'm really delighted to have the physical and kind of analysis team that's in there as well, of Andy Dewhurst, Jan Bentley, Dylan Bunell, Steve Martin, and the physiotherapy kind of services at Strive as well, that will be able to look after these players and make sure that they're kind of at peak performance for games as much as we can. We're travelling, there's that to factor into the fatigue that they'll be experiencing, not just through the league games and the actual fixtures, but also through all of the kind of stuff that goes with it. So most people maybe don't get that on Twitter. I'm really comfortable with it. I think it's a really good hybrid system that we've come up with. And Dan and Adam as my assistant coaches, two people that I've known for a very long time. Dan in particular is someone that I spend an awful lot of time with, maybe too much time with. So he knows how I work inside out. And then Adam, I think, had a great season last year at St Brellards and has proven himself as a coach within the island, within junior sides, and helped out with the under-21s as well for a couple of years when they were successful in the Marathi. So delighted to bring Adam in, a coach of his pedigree, someone fresh as well for me and Gart, so that it's not just the same old, turn the handle on it. I think that fresh challenge, check and challenge, is going to be really key for the pair of us too. So as a three, we'll be really tight-knit, but as a wider coaching team, we've all got quite clear remits and responsibilities, and I'm pretty sure that's going to add value to the lads on match day.
So speaking of responsibilities, we know that the first challenge that you'll have to test those responsibilities is the League One side Stevenage on the 20th. But as we can announce today, there's also something happening the weekend prior. We're bringing back the Bulls Cup, sponsored by Grant Thornton, and you've got 3 other teams to go up against. Can you tell us what you know about that?
Yes, I think that's quite a quick-fire tournament on the 13th and 14th down here at Springfield. I think in the semi-final we're going to be playing a Step 6 side, Step 6 select side, Arthurians, who have won the competition that Jersey FA won a few years back in the Interleague Cup. So they'll be a really stern test. And I think in the other side of the draw, you've got Curzon Ashton, who are Step 2, against Wythenshawe, who are Step 4. So whoever we potentially get in the final, or third and fourth, if we aren't successful on the Saturday, it's going to be another really good test as well. So the lads are looking forward to that. I think those are the kind of games, again, that get you in a proper position. So that first league game, you're properly prepared. You played against good opposition. There's no point just rolling teams over in pre-season. You need to be testing yourself tactically, physically, technically, and that fixture list certainly does.
Yeah, well, I can't think of a harder fixture list, and I know that fans can now get tickets to all of the games. You can even get a weekend pass or a single day pass for the Bulls Cup as well, again sponsored by Grant Thornton. But other than that, Elliot, thank you very much. It's been a pleasure.
Cheers, mate. Thank you.
Wish you all the well in the coming season.
Cheers, thank you.